My parents demanded I sign over my $500,000 inheritance to my sister because she's pregnant. I wish I was joking. Here's the backstory. I spent the last 6 years caring for my grandmother while she battled dementia. My sister, Bella, visited maybe 3 times total. She was too busy living her best life funded by my parents. When my grandmother passed, I was heartbroken. Bella was just annoyed the funeral interfered with her gender reveal party. At the reading of the will, the room went silent. Grandma left her entire estate, the house, her savings, everything, to me. She explicitly wrote, "To the grandmother who held my hand when I forgot who I was." My parents were furious. They cornered me in the parking lot immediately after. My mom grabbed my arm and hissed, "We fix this. Your sister needs that house for the baby. You're single. You don't need a 4-bedroom home." I pulled away and told them to respect Grandma's wishes. I thought that was the end of it. I was so wrong. 2 days later, I woke up to a locksmith drilling into my front door. I opened the door to find a locksmith, my dad, and Bella standing there. My dad didn't even look ashamed. He just said, "Since you lost your key, we're changing the locks for Bella." I hadn't lost my key. I was standing right there holding it. They were literally trying to lock me out of my own house. I threatened to call the police, and the locksmith immediately packed up and left, apologizing profusely. My dad got in my face, screaming that I was selfish, that Bella's baby needed a yard, and that Grandma was confused when she wrote the will. Bella just stood there, rubbing her belly, doing that fake pouty face she's used since she was 5, and said, sarcastically, "I can't believe you'd make your nephew homeless." They're not homeless. They live in a luxury apartment my parents pay for. I told them to get off my property. That night, my phone blew up. Aunts, uncles, cousins I haven't seen in a decade, all messaging me saying I'm a monster. My mom posted a long Facebook rant about ungrateful children without naming me, but tagging me in the comments. The pressure was suffocating. I started doubting myself. Maybe I didn't need the space. But then, I found the text messages on my grandmother's old iPad. They were planning this long before she died. The texts on the iPad revealed that my parents had been trying to convince Grandma to write me out of the will for months, claiming I was on drugs, which is a complete lie, so that Bella could get the assets. Grandma refused every time. That was the final straw. I went no contact. I blocked everyone. A week later, I came home from work to find a moving truck in my driveway. They had broken a window to get in and were actively moving my furniture out to the curb to make room for a nursery. I didn't argue. I didn't scream. I just called 911. When the officers arrived, my mom tried the "It's a Civil Matter" act, claiming it was family property. I calmly handed the officer the deed and a copy of the will. The look on my father's face when the officer told him he was being placed under arrest for breaking and entering was priceless. Bella started fake hyperventilating, screaming that the stress was hurting the baby. The police weren't buying it. They were escorted off the property in handcuffs. I pressed charges fully. My extended family calls me the asshole for sending my parents to jail and stressing out a pregnant woman. But honestly, sitting in my quiet house with no one demanding anything from me, I've never felt more at peace. So, Reddit, am I the asshole? Here is a quick update, since everyone is asking. The charges stuck. My parents pled down to avoid jail time, but they have a restraining order and massive fines. Bella actually had the audacity to sue me for emotional distress regarding the eviction from a house she never lived in. I laughed. The judge threw it out in less than 10 minutes. I sold the house. Too many bad memories. I used the money to move 3 states away and start a bakery, which was always Grandma's dream for us. I haven't spoken to them in 2 years. I heard through the grapevine that Bella's husband left her because my parents cut them off financially to pay their legal fees. Karma is real. Reflecting on it now, I realized I wasn't just fighting for a house. I was fighting for my existence as a person, not just a resource for my sister. Grandma saw me. She really saw me. And by fighting for her wishes, I finally saw myself too. If you are in a situation where you are the scapegoat, please listen to me. Get out. It doesn't get better until you leave. You owe them nothing. Not your time, not your money, and certainly not your peace.